Okay. Take two. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so time of the present plan and pending. Okay. Dang it. Okay, so I drew that on the board. This is take two, but I already forgot everything. Attacks, concussion, I don't know, whatever. So I don't. Oh, okay, I remember. So I'm going to be the number one hunted planet on this planet. Ah, I'm going to be the number one hunted person on this planet. Yeah, Freemasons, secret society, gangbangers, they're going to come after me too. Uh, Mafia, the Illuminati's, the aliens. I'm going to be the number one hunted person on this planet. They're going to get their hands on me too. So I'm not going to fool myself. Even if they don't, my body's giving out. I'm also going to be the number two loved person on this planet. Uh, the populace is going to hate me as well, but when they find out the truth, they're going to love me. I'm going to be the number two person loved in this planet. Uh, the number one person who's going to be worshipped, and I'm not kidding, is going to be President Trump. President Trump is up against so many things on so many levels that you can't begin to imagine, up to and including my whole life and all my videos that I talk about. He's up against that too. They're going to worship him. Believe me. I believe he should be the imperial leader of this planet. Yeah. Okay. So let's get going here. I lost everything. My friends who were Freemasons, secret society, they set me up. All of them since I was a kid. All Anybody and everybody in my life was them. They were instructed to be there. My family was never my family, anyways. I was molested and tortured by my sisters and my mother. Tortured. I got my concussions from my sisters and my mother. Yeah. And then they got recruited so that they can live rent free at the Hamlin house. So I was poked and prodded uh, since technically speaking, since the age of 15, but I've been in this since my whole life. I was blessed in it since the age of 3 by the Illuminatis. That's a hell of a story, too. I got stories, and I got a lot, let me tell you. Also, since this is going to blow up, I'm going to ask the people something. They're going to try to take me out, but I ask the people, don't let me get beat up. If I go to prison and I get executed, then oh well, that's it, that's done. But I can't get beat up. My concussion is not going to let me remember things. It's now that I'm fighting it. Uh, the bad guys don't want me to talk. When the good guys get their hands on me, they're going to want to execute me as well. But I ask the people, let me talk. At the very least, to the human populace, to the people, you have to let me talk. Listen to what I have to tell you. Because no matter what, even my body is giving out. My body, I have diabetes that was given to me from the Illuminatis. It's a weapon. Yeah. I lost my vision, especially my right eye. It went gray. My legs, I lost feeling in my legs from my knees down. I felt like I was floating when I was walking because I couldn't feel it. Everything is giving out in my body. Everything. How I'm existing now is because of Jesus. And I'm not trying to get hokey on you, nothing like that. But I asked my Father Jesus for time, so I got the time. He cleared my vision. I'm not kidding. He gave me my vision back, and my feet, my legs. I got my feelings back. So I'm on borrowed time. I'm not kidding. I'm on literal borrowed time. Uh, so I asked the people, let me talk. No matter what, I'm gonna exit, but let me talk. Get my videos, study my videos, dissect my videos, find out the truth. You need the truth. Okay. Uh, So I want to talk about Sylvia Brown too. I love Sylvia Brown. And before all you morons come out and say Sylvia Brown was fake, relax. Don't get your panties all up in a bundle in there. You know, it could get very, Hector, Hector, we talked about this. Okay, so I'm going to talk about Sylvia Brown too. Uh, Sylvia Brown was one heck of a warrior. Is because she didn't quit. Here you don't die. People think you die, but you just move on to the next level. And she's still fighting. She's in heaven. She's still fighting. Uh, so all those videos that said Sylvia Brown was wrong. That's media. That is one of the weapons of the secret society that they used against Sylvia Brown. And so it was a bunch of lies. So everybody started swallowing the lies, but in fact, it's lies. It's lies. It was just edited on how wrong she was and how goofy she was. When in fact, she was so brave. She was fighting the secret society, the Illuminatis, and the bad guys at a time when she had no help. At least I got videos. I got no help as well. The cops are dirty. The FBI is dirty. Government is dirty. I'm screwed. I'm finished. No matter what, I'm gonna meet my end. I'm screwed too. But I have a small chance now because the planet is no longer a prison planet. So I have a chance with these videos going out. And it's not like I'm saying I have a chance to live. My body's gonna give out anyways. I'm done. I'm screwed. Or I'm gonna get murdered, or I'm gonna get murdered by the bad guys, or executed by the good guys. But it doesn't make a difference. I'm gonna get the truth out. I have a lot. Let me tell you. So Sylvia Brown did it when it was a prison planet. She knew she was gonna meet her death. She knew she was gonna meet her end. She knew that she had no help, and yet she still went out there. Yeah. And so I'm gonna touch back on Sylvia Brown. So I got. Also I'm gonna say I'm gonna lose what I am gonna lose that I love dearly, and I wish I wasn't gonna lose is my girlfriend. I'm gonna lose her. She doesn't like my videos. She doesn't like what I'm doing, and I don't blame her. She doesn't feel safe. She's not happy with it, and I don't blame her. I really don't blame her. But nothing is going to stop me. Nothing is going to stop the truth. When death is at my door, that's when I stop. Here. So, let's go. Not going to stop to death back in the 90s. Sylvia Brown, these two individuals. Okay, so these two individuals, prison planet, petty. Okay, so let me just say this. I get red. The way they exist, the Illuminatis, they can't read us from another planet. Aliens can't read us from another planet, which is kind of good news. But there's a demon alien hybrid. That's what that is. And they look like that. They look just like us. They're smaller in stature, but their forehead. See the eyes? How I did it? Actually, you had to have them too close. Their eyes are way up here. And this here, their pineal gland is so big that their forehead comes down like this. It droops like a beluga whale. And like if you hit it, you would see it bounce. I've seen a few of them. They all look alike, but slightly different. And I knew their names and I can't remember. It's being blocked. I always wear this hat because it's my American flag. I'm not afraid of being bold. I enjoy being bold. So that's what that is. I've seen a few of them on a few occasions. Demons I've dealt with. I've dealt with Lucifer. Lucifer actually respected me. I respect Lucifer. Lucifer didn't like the army that he was presented with. He's no longer there in hell. He was a smart man. He is a smart man. He didn't like the garbage that they were doing. Lucifer wasn't in charge, folks. Ashtar. is in charge. So Lucifer fell out of favor. Smart man. He can't quit. He's a demon. He's evil. He's actually a dragon. And so him being who he is and who he represents, he can't quit. And I respect that. He also had his own evil planets. It's like 15 of them. It's not as many as everybody says. He has millions of planets. He had demon planets with other demons, other aliens who look so cool. I see them like, wow, so cool. I don't look at them and say, oh, this is so scary. What are you going to do? It's scary. You're going to stop it? No. Look, learn, enjoy, see what your father does. God Almighty. But you have to get past that. That's a different, higher level. You have to get there. So he didn't like it. Lucifer didn't like it. I'm just touching on that real quick. So he fell out of favor. Satan's got it now. Satan's got it, and the Valonians got it. They're demon aliens from Nibiru. So the Valonians are in hell. They're running it with Satan. Wrap your heads around that. So I throw it like that because it's the truth, and whether you like it or not, it's the truth, and you're going to approach the truth no matter what. You're going to approach it. Patty from Susie's Beef. I went to court one time, and I lied. I bared false witness in my in the machine. I was 17, 18. I think I was 19 years old. See how my eyes are like this? They're shutting my eyes. I get under attack 24/7. If I'm lucky, I get some kind of sleep. And if I get some kind of sleep, it's because the Patriot people. But the attacks, the torture doesn't stop. But anyways. So one day, Patty was suing Gus for touching her. He touched her. I saw it. I witnessed it. But I lied in court. I lied. So in my travels, Laura, Gus's girlfriend, called me on the phone. And she promised me the world. She bribed me. Laura bribed me. To go into court and to testify for Gus, to fight Patty. And I did. At the time, it was the prison planet, so they ran Chicago like you can't begin to imagine. So where I was going to get a cab, and Laura says, don't bother with a cab, you won't make it up here in time. They were in court. Laura told me what to do, when to do it, exactly how to do it. So I went, true story, I went to the train station because I'm dyslexic and I have a concussion. I have no clue on how to travel. I know I was born and raised in Chicago, but I have no clue. Had no clue. She told me what to do. I got on the train, and that train that does stop after stop after stop took me directly to court. They were under orders. Anybody and everybody in Chicago, if you had a position, if you had a job, especially in the city of Chicago, if you had a job like the CTA, the train transit, you were them. You were owned and operated by them. So they were ordered to take me to court. The train. And people were freaking out. They were like, why is the train going all the way to downtown Chicago? That's why. And she told me exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And I went into there, and everybody I was more important than the president. The way they were, I was escorted into court through the hallways. I was more important than the president. Like Chicago stopped what they were doing to get me into court. Went into court, and I lied in behalf of Gus. I lied against Patty. She had a true case. He did touch her, and I did witness it. Gus was a perverted man, and he liked to look at pee-pees of young girls. He hired these young girls, especially in the summer when they would wear shorts. They would sit with their legs open on top of the stands to clean it. He would just sit there and stare. He was really perverted. And him and his girlfriend would always disappear in the back while he would tell me to stay in the front. What they were doing back there, I don't know. I didn't see it. But if they were back there all the time, every time when I was there, you could just use your imagine what they were doing back there. I don't think they were praying to Jesus. uh, the hot dog stand was designed to be tight. They had tables in front of the steam tables and the fryers, so that when you walk by somebody, you had to squeeze against them. Uh, that was one of their favorite things to do, is to grind up against these young little girls. Gus. So I'm trying to remember everything because I'm telling you, my body's failing. I'm living on borrowed time. Borrowed time God gave me, my father gave me. So we went to court, and then I went to court, and then I lied for him. I got him off. I got him off those charges. Uh, Another reason why they had to do what they did, for example, when Laura told me how to get there and what train to get on and what to look for and how everybody stopped and dropped what they were doing for me, is because I was drugged up. I was chemically lobotomized. I had no clue what I was doing. Uh, I couldn't even talk in court. When I went to court, they thought I was drugged up like on like cocaine and the needle, which Gus tried to get me. The secret society, they tried to get me to be a junkie, and by God's grace, at the very last second, I woke up as the Freemason secret society was shooting me up. I woke up and I yanked my arm back. So in court, I couldn't even talk. I was so drugged up from the chemical lobotomy, I could barely talk. And they thought that I was drugged up. So that's the Patty story. Who is, by the way, from what I remember, a wonderful person. Patty was a wonderful person, a white girl. She was really endowed, right, to be clean, and Gus had a thing for that. If you were young and you were endowed, he liked that. So that was that. Coming out with everything. Hold on to your bootstraps, because I'm coming out with everything. Everything. Time of the prison plan. Okay. So what else? Okay. So back in the 90s, there was a man. He raped his daughter. That's such a pretty song. Yahweh, Yahweh, Rapha, Elohim. I love that song. Pretty song, pretty song. So back then, a man raped his daughter. I'm here to tell you he was innocent. He raped his daughter, and after raping his daughter, he went and he had himself castrated. Not chemically. He had his penis removed. I'm here to tell his daughter, and I'm here to tell him he was innocent. They were pursuing him. I don't see that here. I didn't hear it here. But I know why it transpired, because I'm living that life. They wanted me to rape, but they screwed up my ding dong. I'll get to that. And so he was being pursued. Sylvia Brown talked about this on the Montel Williams show, and I heard it on the news. And when I heard it on the news, I knew exactly what it was. Even drugged up, I was like, they wanted him. And Sylvia Brown said he was innocent. Well, guess what? I agree with Sylvia Brown. Sylvia Brown, I love you, girl. Another case was when this handicapped young man, he was handicapped. I think he was in his 20s, and he had a little sister. And him being handicapped has no idea of sex or anything like that, unless somebody actually perverted him, and they did. He raped his little sister. Why? They were after his family. I remember that in the news as well. Sylvia talked about him as well. Sylvia said it wasn't him. Guess what? I agree with Sylvia yet again. So he raped his sister because they were after his family, and his family had no interest in joining. So they made him rape his sister. And I'm going to talk about that. How they did it and why they did it. Because I've I have been impotent since my operation. That operation that I showed you. They snipped me down there. Why they do that is because they want a complete and total control of Hector's body, Hector's mind. So anytime and every time that I had sex from that snipping down there is because they wanted me to have sex. They allowed it. So that young man who raped his little sister is innocent, and I want his little sister to know he's innocent. Your big brother is innocent. Your handicapped big brother is innocent. I'm so sorry that these things happened to his little sister, and I'm so sorry that these things happened to that man's daughter. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that it happened to you, and I hope that you feel the love of my mother God, Mother Asta, as I talk to you about this, because I don't want you to think I'm being cold and callous. I don't want you to think I'm removed from reality. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm sorry that it happened to you, but your father is innocent, and the other young lady, your brother's innocent. He's innocent. Now I'm gonna get to my snipping. How they do it? They use programs, simple programs, to get my penis hard for me to have sex. Total control. Chemtrails. I used to get vaccinated. Yeah, they used to do that. Raped his daughter. Young rapist, and I have been impotent. So they wanted me to rape too, but they screwed up. They did so many operations on me that it hurts to have sex. Even when they wanted me to have sex, it's almost impossible for me to have sex. It hurts too much. I have too many incisions down there, and I don't know. They just did such a crap job, but they did. If I think I'm gonna do it. I think one day I'm gonna show my ding dong on video. YouTube may or may not allow it. These videos are actually going up because I'm having help. I have help from the Patriot people. So I think I'm gonna show my ding dong one day. And on my ding dong, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 incisions. One just on the head of my ding dong. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 horrific monstrosities looking under. They went in there in all kinds of ways, and I'm wired like that from head to toe. I have some here. I have some here. That's why I'm always scratching. That wiring does anything. It can make you scratch. It can torture you. Instead of scratching, they'll really make it hurt. Or if I'm talking and I'm trying to get a message out, that wiring will stop my mouth. I could talk like that because they want me to talk like that. They do that to a lot of people. People think it's that it's their bodies. Yeah, there's a lot of lies out there that people think that it's their bodies. Doctors, bad news, people. When you go to doctors for help, these doctors are stupid. They don't know how to deal with it. Doctors are pointed. In the secret society, they say, "Hey, Joe Blow, you're a failure in high school, but guess what? Now you're a doctor." Scary, it's the truth. And those who are real doctors, who got recruited, are dirty. They're under orders not to say anything, but they still, even those who are real doctors who sold out, still don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to deal with somebody who has their fingers locked, like the commercials. And if your fingers are locked, buy this cream for $1 bajillion and your fingers will unlock. Since when does that happen? It's never happened before. It's happening now. It's a moneymaker. Heart attacks. Guess what? Theirs. If I ever get to Kash Patel or Dan Bongino or anybody in President Trump's administration, they're going to take me out. They can give me a heart attack so that I'm crippled. Can't talk. They're going to do that to their own people. Anybody and everybody who is in their army, who is affiliated with me, are going to get heart attacks. You're going to see heart attacks go through the roof. My whole entire life, I was a laboratory mouse. And everybody and anybody who is involved in my life is theirs. And anybody and everybody who is willing to talk is going to get taken out. Or got taken out. Yeah. So you're going to see and hear a lot of heart attacks go through the roof. Heart attack from this guy and heart attack from this woman. What is going on, world, with everybody having heart attacks? It's a machine. It's a weapon. That's what they're doing. Like the news media, when they were attacking Sylvia Brown, saying, Sylvia Brown doesn't know what she's talking about. She's always wrong. It's their weapon. Media is their weapon. They edited her predictions. They edited her being wrong. They sent secret society members to say something or to lie, and then they made the secret society members go after talking to Sylvia Brown and say she was wrong. My family member is alive. It's a weapon. I'm going to take their weapon and I'm going to use it against them. All in time. All in time. So I wanted to get that up. I wanted to talk about that man who had himself castrated. He's innocent. And I don't think he might understand now, but at the time he didn't understand why he raped his daughter. They were after him. He didn't want anything to do with it. It's a way of them recruiting his daughter. It's a way of recruiting the handicapped man's little sister. It's how they recruit them. They traumatize them, attack them, and say, hey, this is why we're secret society members. You join us and we'll attack them. It's how they do it. That's why they do it. They have people get attacked. And then they go to those people and like they're heroes, get them recruited, bring them to their lodge, to their temples with their funny looking G's with the X in front of it. Like they're heroes, so that their family members are saying, oh, Gus, you're so nice. When in fact, Gus is the perverted rapist. Gus is the perverted monster. Yeah. In my life, when I was chemically lobotomized, Gus would stand there and say, everything that happens in your life is because of me. Everything that happens to you, I did it. So when my wife got raped, I got raped. My daughter got raped. He did it. His secret society did. And he got support by the Illuminatis. Or he was ordered by the Illuminatis. It's how it works. So, Susie's Beef, the hot dog stand? Yeah. Laura tried to dirty me up with the 15-year-old girl. I had no clue. The funny thing is I was so drugged up, I had no clue. I had no interest in this girl. I had no interest in rubbing up against girls. That was their thing. They loved doing that. So when I was working night shift with this girl, they would tell me, Hector, walk her home. She had sex with me. She had sex with me. And I was like, okay. True story. She had sex with me and I had sex with her. It's what they wanted. And they were like, oh, you're a child molester. Oh, you're a rapist. And I was like, oh, okay. I just had no interest in it. But I did. I was kicking it with this girl. I was 17 at the time. And then, so mentally, I couldn't protect myself. Physically, I couldn't protect myself for years until recently. And I'm still fighting the chemicals. But it's wearing off because they haven't been using the needle on me, and I haven't been getting vaccinated, and I've been doing cleansings and things. So Laura was the one who convinced me to kick it with her. And then she said, she's emancipated. You don't have nothing to worry about. Yeah. And then I went through it again with a person called Letitia in Georgia Nut Candy Company. She did the same identical thing. Kick it with this girl, only she lied more. She said that the girl's 20 years old, and then management, another management, Francisco, and his girlfriend, who happened to be her sister, was Maggie, I think her name was. They were like, hey, kick it with her. She's not 19, but that's okay. And I was like, okay. But I was completely out of it, And then they kept coming back to me, time after time saying, okay, she's not 20, she's 17. I was like, what? 17? Get the F out of here. And they were like, no, but she's emancipated. She's okay. And they did that until they got down to her real age, which is 15. How I couldn't tell the difference is because I was drugged up. I couldn't tell you. I just couldn't tell you. So they tried to dirty me up with her by saying that I went out with another 15-year-old, and at the time I was 25. It's to keep me dirty. It's how they wanted me to keep me dirty. And that's the candy company, Georgia Nut Candy Company. That's where the minorities died. I think they got murdered. That's what I think. Because when they died, it's like these giant chocolate tanks in the company, and those giant tankers that transport fuel, milk, or chocolate. Well, those are hot. The inside that tanker, the chocolate is hot. Otherwise, it'd be a giant Tootsie Roll. So these guys would go into the tank and scrub the chocolate, do some cleaning. So you had to get into the tank from a ladder. The tank goes like this. So they would put the ladder like this, climb up to the tank, take the ladder, and put it into the tank. That's how they got them. So the guys would go into the tank and clean the tank, and somebody else would say, hey, I need the ladder. So they would take the ladder from him. How they took the ladder out of excuse me, coffee. And then instead of clearing the tank before they turned it on, that there was like a metal pipeline that hung over the tank, and that metal pipeline the valve should have been locked, should have been closed, but it wasn't closed. It was left open. The guy being in the tank, that tank was deep. The tank, if I'm not mistaken, if you're inside the tank, you're looking at a very big tank. So we're looking at maybe 15 feet by 15 feet wide, and then going up is like maybe 15 feet. It was big enough where you couldn't jump. You couldn't jump. So the tanker was ordered to pour the chocolate, and the hot chocolate poured on top of those guys. They got murdered. They boiled alive in the chocolate, and they still sold the chocolate to the public, to the populace. Yeah, I'm talking about that too, because whether those guys were dirty or not, they got murdered by the secret society. How I know that? So it was always a joke to them how they died, but they were immigrants. So nobody's going to make a big deal out of it, right? What they were saying, part of their joke, part of their laughter was that they were up to no good, that they were doing bad things. And so it was like, oh, well, in fact, what they were doing